Welcome to the 3296 Weather Podcast. Today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. This episode of the 3296 Weather Podcast is brought to you by Bacon Roofing. At Bacon Roofing, we are a lot more than roofing. Visit Bacon Roofing at baconroofing.com. Well, good morning, everyone. Some of you are waking up to rain showers this morning. I haven't heard any thunder or seen any lightning, so I think we will not have to worry about that. And the vast majority of people listening this morning will not see any rain. We've gotten 0.03 at my house this morning, and that's more than we've gotten almost all month. We had 0.05 in January up until this point. As I've mentioned many times, this is our second driest month of the year, so that is not terribly unusual. But we may be seeing a weather pattern change, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Well, right now, it's still certainly not January feeling out there. It's about 64 degrees. The winds out of the west, probably about 10 miles an hour. We're definitely going to see some winds increasing once this front moves through, which is in the process of doing right now. This is not an Arctic front. This is a Pacific front, so no Arctic air will be invading us today. However, starting tomorrow, it will trend much cooler and feel much more like January, and we'll even have a chance of precipitation come Saturday. And we'll talk more about that in just a second. So clouds out there right now, a couple showers. Probably as you get into East Texas later today, some thunderstorms. So if you live east of Dallas-Fort Worth, if you have know people that live east of Dallas-Fort Worth, much better chance to see some showers and thunderstorms. There is a slight severe component to it. I think the vast majority of that will actually probably be east of Texas in general in the southeastern United States. But again, if you have relatives that live in the Paris, Tyler, Longview area down south, maybe toward Houston, they may have a better chance of seeing severe weather. So just something to keep an eye on if you have family down there. But again, I think the more widespread outbreak will be in the southeastern U.S. Well, today, like I said, it's going to still be mild. This will probably be our last mild day for a while. We'll have temperatures in the lower 70s. Like I said, a little breezy. And because of that and the drier air that's going to move through, we do have a red flag warning west of Dallas-Fort Worth, and that's for winds gusting over 20 miles an hour and the relative humidity being less than 20%. So definitely don't want to see any grass fires starting out that way. So if you're out that way, just be really careful with your open flames. And that red flag warning is going to be in effect until sundown today. Tonight it's going to be in the mid-40s right before our cool down, but it's definitely going to feel a little cooler than it does this morning, about 20 degrees cooler. And that's going to trend down into the mid-50s, maybe lower 50s when our rain event happens on Saturday. So tomorrow, upper 50s, mostly clear skies. Friday, a little bit cloudier, a little bit warmer in the lower 60s. Saturday is our next chance for rain. Not a big rain event, but it's going to be one of those January cloudy, dreary days. We just won't get a lot of liquid precipitation out of it, maybe a quarter of an inch. Nothing to write home about, but it's something that it'll definitely be a wet Saturday. So if you have outdoor plans on Saturday, just keep that in mind. And on Sunday, we'll see the sun again, maybe a few more clouds, but definitely temperatures will be closer to 60. And to give you a little free preview for the first part of next week, as I mentioned, it's definitely going to be colder. Have another system coming in on Tuesday, weather system. Right now, temperatures are forecast to be in the 30s, above freezing, so this may just be a rain event, and most likely at this point it will be just a rain event. But just something to keep in the back of your mind on next Tuesday. If temperatures trend colder than they think right now, then we could be looking at some issues. But certainly right now, there's nothing to be concerned about. I think at the very least, next Tuesday, it will be rainy and wet. So again, if you have outdoor plans for next Tuesday, keep that in mind. And lastly, as I've talked about most of this month, February, 1st of February is still looking like our next real chance for cold weather. But I did see a funny discrepancy this morning in looking at the models. One model has, on February 3rd, for example, one model has temperatures here in the Metroplex 73 degrees. Another model has the temperature on February 3rd 16 degrees. So that is obviously quite the difference. So I'll be curious to see which one verifies, and most likely it will be somewhere in the middle. That's usually how that works out. Well, that's it for this episode of the 3296 Weather Podcast. You can follow me, your host, Jeff Bickerstaff, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch for all the latest weather information for North Texas. During severe weather events, tune into my live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for listening, and remember, I'm watching the weather so you don't have to. Hope everyone has a great day, and we will talk to you soon.